Hey guys, what's going on? This is Dragon, and today we'll be doing a little video on what items to start as a jungler, whether it be a talisman or machete. And if you guys are wondering what potion I start, well, it's going to be refillable potion, and that's always going to be standard for me. But basically, I made this video called Why Hunter's Talisman is Better Than Machete, and it brought up a lot of questions whether you start on talisman or machete. And so basically, I feel like I failed in conveying my message to you guys, and I guess it was my fault because, well, I wasn't really clear on what I was trying to say. And there are a bunch of questions asking what jungle item should I start on this champion. So that is why I am making this video, to tell you what jungle item to start if you're this champion. So trying to explain why talisman is OP? Fuck that shit. Let's keep it simple and tell you what to start on every champion. Anyways, with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so starting with some points from my last video, Machete is for single target champions, and so if you don't have AoE on your champion, then you can't proc the talisman on all the jungle creeps. And Machete is for people with on-hit skills like Fiora's Q, Gangplank's Q, things that apply on hit effects, as you can gain lifesteal from these abilities. And next up is going to be attack speed steroid junglers. So these are the best ones Machete, because the Machete gives you plus 20 physical damage on hit to enemies. Champions who have auto attack enhancers, so someone like Caitlyn, she can use her net to proc a headshot, so she'll gain a lot of life on that hit. Quinn has her Harrier passive, so she'll be able to get a lot of lifesteal from that. But not magic on hit damage junglers like Diana, Echo, Shyvana. They actually don't gain life when they proc their on hit magic damage effect, so unless you have like some sort of attack speed steroid, it's not the greatest starting item. And finally, people with a lot of sustain but need mana regen. So someone like this would be Graves. He doesn't take too much damage in the jungle, and in fact can gain a lot of life in the jungle using the machete. But because he uses a lot of mana on his first clear, he won't have any mana to gank with unless he has a blue buff. But what I do is I always start red side, so I'm going to need some mana to gank with, and the talisman does allow me to do that. Now let's get on to the picture where we show who uses the machete and who doesn't use the machete. So right here, all of these champions, they use the machete, and as you can see, most of them are single target. In Master Yi's case, he wants a fast clear, so he doesn't care about sustain or any of that because he just wants to farm until he's like level 6 and has his Devour. So you might be wondering about champions like Ashe, Dr. Mundo, Volibear, Gangplank, Jax, and Lee Sin. Oh yes, and Kog'Maw. So Dr. Mundo, he goes Q and then E in his first clear, so that's very single target based. Gangplank has lifesteal from his Q, Lee Sin has an attack speed steroid and has high base AD with AD runes. Jax has an attack speed steroid, so is Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw even doubles his attack speed. But now we have Volibear and Ashe who are bisexuals, which means they can go both ways, talisman or machete. For instance, if you start machete, since you do have an attack speed steroid, your clears will be faster. But if you don't have the blue buff and you started the red side, you won't have any mana to gank after your full clear on the red side. But if you don't care and you're just going to go straight to your blue buff and get it right after, then yeah, machete is better. The talisman, again, also works with them. On Ashe, machete is a bit better because she can enhance her auto attacks with her Q. Now we're going to be doing part 2 of this list, and as you can see, a lot of on-hit effects and single target going on, and generally a lot of AD champions. Some special cases I want to talk about is Olaf. I feel like he's always going to start blue side because he needs a mana regen to spam his Qs, so he doesn't really need the mana sustain coming from talisman, and also he has an attack speed steroid coming from his W. Rek'Sai is a champion I think I would go talisman on, but sadly her Q is bugged because it doesn't proc on other monsters when they're hit by like the AoE of the Q. So I found that pretty weird. And then Skarner's special because he just gets a lot of mana regen coming from the spires, and he gets a lot of attack speed too. And yeah, that's basically it for this list. 35 out of 129 champions use the machete, and that's why I was kind of saying how the talisman is OP in that way, that most junglers would use this item. Oh yeah, that list would also include Jhin, because of his Q, W, and E all being AoE. Riven is a champion that uses talisman because she can constantly proc her Q on the enemies, so the AoE burn coming from the talisman will always be there. So yeah, hopefully this video was very helpful to you, and it cleared up some things for you guys. And again, if a champion was not in the pictures that I've shown, it means that champion uses the talisman. And yeah, make sure to leave a like if you did like this video, and if you didn't, well, leave a dislike. And if you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, that is all for today. I am Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.